This week we're creating some much needed curb appeal for a home that's over 50 years old.
Look out, Greg and Morgan. There's a new sheriff in town.
I've been helping homeowners improve their homes for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help.
Good job, look at there.
Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. Greg and Morgan began renting this home about 4 years ago. They thought it had potential, so last year they decided to buy it from their landlord.
The house is in a great spot. It's close to her work, close to some
very
friends.
central. We have a nice backyard, nice sized front yard, but it's just needs some new landscaping.
Anything will help our front of the house. I'm definitely not a finisher.
Yeah,
I've been working on the bathroom for roughly a year.
that's been an issue. The finishing of the project.
Bathroom is going to look great when I'm done with it.
I'm hoping to be excited when I pull up again, to love what I see when I'm coming home instead of being like,
It's time. We're
Yeah.
going to fix that.
So we're looking for some inexpensive ways to improve the curb appeal of this little house. Okay, what's your first reaction here on the things we need to do to make this look a little better?
I think the plants need to go. They're
I agree.
overgrown.
I
And
agree.
that poor planter looks so dated.
Look right around the corner, you see the car structure?
Can we cover it up?
Here they are now. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Morgan. Okay, we talked on the phone. There were a number of things that you were thinking about that you'd like to have done. Tell us a little bit more about it.
definitely the brick is dated.
Putting some paint on that, I think, is hip right now, and I think it would lighten it up a little bit. Maybe the columns, do something with the columns.
Definitely dated.
We need to paint the door.
Yeah.
Anything will really help out here.
Are we attached to the brick planter?
I was about to say, I do not like the planter, no.
What about the car structure on the other side here? Is your heart kind of attached to that a little bit?
Not at all. That carport is the ugliest carport I've ever seen in my entire life. It's atrocious.
It went up pretty quick, I would imagine. Probably come down pretty quick too. So when we return in a few days to begin work, that's where we start. You're gonna need those, I
Safety
guarantee it.
glasses for
Thank you.
So I've got this metal cutting blade, and instead of trying to disassemble this, I think we'll just cut it to pieces. Since it's not dear to your heart, you don't want to save any of it, you know, unless we can recycle some of the aluminum. That would
No.
be good. We can't? Okay.
Hashtag pumped. I'm ready to get that thing gone.
So what I was thinking, Greg, if we cut this and any of the pieces of metal on top, and then we probably can knock those posts out and lower this thing down. So it'll be a lot easier to take it apart if it's on the ground. So that's my theory.
So did you really think the carport was gonna come down easy?
It looked pretty flimsy. Plus, we have hammers, and we've got bigger hammers. And whatever is needed is gonna come
And
down
saws
pretty easy.
and blades and all the things.
Yeah. All kidding aside, this is a big job. So our handyman Bear is joining us to help us with the heavy lifting. So what we want to do is to pull these out. This should start dropping and popping that off the wall. Emphasis on the should part. You know, you never know how involved a homeowner will actually be. Greg, he got right in the middle of tearing that carport down.
I like it.
Tearing down the carport was on the to-do list long ago. It was overdue and time to go.
It's coming, it's turning.
Woo!
That was pure joy.
The eyesore was gone. Get it out of here. Take it far, far away.
Meanwhile, Chelsea and Morgan are attacking the overgrown landscaping.
This thing is huge.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to yank it out with the truck. So if we can cut it off, maybe leave 2 feet, enough to tie some rope around, but we'll trim all these off. So if you wanna take over the saw.
I was a little nervous at first, but I think I got the hang of it.
There you go, awesome. Woohoo!
It was a little therapeutic.
Oh, Greg, got you a pile to clean up.
It appears that I'm painting this clay pot, but I'm actually replicating an antique glaze by using acrylic paint. This is acrylic paint you can get at any hobby stores. It only costs about 50 cents. This color is antique parchment, perfect off-white color. And the reason I'm replicating it is it takes forever for salts and minerals to leach out and create this look on its own. So let me show you. You don't have to be too neat. You can just put it on. I have one, here's one I did earlier that's already dry. This is what it looks like when it's painted. And you can see I missed some spots, but I did the inside rim. Now, to get that real antique look, you want to sand off, not all of the paint, but most of it. This is 150 grit sandpaper. You can see it doesn't take much to get down to the clay, and that's what you're looking to do. Look how beautiful that is. Imagine that out in your garden. And then the finishing step is to just protect the pot with a clear coat of sealer.
Greg and Morgan's house is in need of some curb appeal. We've already removed the leaky eyesore of a carport. Now it's time to get rid of that dated brick planter.
This planter is a point of contention for me. I couldn't keep anything alive in it the few times I tried, and it's just hideous, and I'm ready for it to be gone.
Oh, look at this.
Morgan, is that you?
Greg, let me borrow those muscles.
Go, Greg. There's another sledgehammer over there.
Yeah.
Got one with your
Right.
name on it.
Who doesn't like to swing a sledgehammer?
Show off.
No. He was kind of showing me up a little bit, but that's okay. I was glad for it to be gone.
You know, it's always fun when we put a demolition tool in the hands of a homeowner. Greg seemed like maybe he'd been there before.
I think he just really didn't like that brick planter. Wow, Dad? Dad, I think just pressure washing it and it'll be perfect.
You know, when we removed the brick planter, I assumed that it would be a little ugly under there, but heck, it looked pretty good.
I know, less work for us.
Ready?
Keep going. Keep going.
Now we can start pulling up what's left of those shrubs with the truck. I think this one's Morgan's. Come here, Morgan. Come here.
Are you gonna drive the truck?
Oh my God.
Have you pulled stumps before?
No, can't say I have.
And I can't resist letting Morgan get behind the wheel.
I was super nervous and excited. I've never driven a truck before.
You're starting to pull it. It's about to
Do it?
come. Yeah, come on, go. Boom, there's out. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I thought it'd be a little more to it, and they just came right out.
Okay, Dad, removing bushes with your truck, is that the only way to do it, or is that just the most fun way to do it?
Well, it's definitely the most fun way to do it, or you can spend 4 hours with a shovel in your hand. What do you prefer?
I was impressed with Morgan's stump pulling. I was saddened by the fact that she just hopped right in Danny's truck, and she won't drive my truck, but.
So we want to go ahead and take the shutters down because it's going to be a lot easier for us to paint the bricks behind it,
Right.
as well as try to figure out if we can do that gel coat stain on the shutters.
Come here, Morgan.
Bear just showed me a frog. I don't like frogs, y'all.
Morgan is slightly skittish around the geckos.
Yeah. I cannot stand creepy crawly critters, frogs, toads, bugs. I don't want them near my house.
Come here and get him.
Oh my, no.
Come here and get him.
No, I'm gonna have a heart attack. It is biting! Stop!
I bet those guys know how to save money on car insurance.
Okay. Ugh.
So Greg, we need to determine if we can take these columns down. I think it'd be awesome because it would open everything up.
Absolutely.
You know, but usually when we take anything out like this, I really need to get up in here through the attic and be able to see how this is framed.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's sealed off up there.
It looked like Greg was a little nervous for you to remove those steel posts. How sure were you actually?
Well, when you look around the neighborhood and see that most of the houses only have 2 posts, it'd be very rare that they really needed those. So, I was 100% sure.
We'll go with that.
I wasn't nervous until I saw the sledgehammer for the columns. I thought we were gonna cut them out or use a screwdriver at the top or something, but he just started slamming on those things and they came right out.
Morgan seemed to be going for a cozy cabin feel on the house, so I wanted to create a wood look even though we're using metal shutters, so that's why we're using gel stain.
When we did the first gel coat, it looked a little camouflage to me, and I was not feeling it. What are you thinking?
I think it looks stupid. So we're gonna go to Plan B and use a light colored spray paint before doing the gel stain to get the nice variation wood tone that we're looking for.
While Bear pressure washes the house to prepare the bricks for paint, Greg and I begin building some wood wraps from treated 1x6s to hide the 2 remaining metal columns. Nailing 2 boards together on the sawhorses is easy enough. The tricky part is fastening those 2 assemblies to each other around the steel post so that all the edges are flush and square. Ow! I was kidding.
He was kind of a dad joke, but we're kind of bros now, me and Danny, so it was totally cool.
I had him for just a second.
Motorized hedge trimmers are a great time saver when you're trimming the bushes or the tree limbs in your yard, but some of them struggle to cut the thicker branches. Well, Ryobi has solved that problem. This is their 24-inch bar hedge trimmer that operates on a 40-volt lithium-ion battery, so you can get around with a lot of power. Now, this is their 24-inch bar, so what that means is that you're gonna get far more reach, and so you're gonna be able to cut quicker. Also, it's got this hedge sweep, so as you're cutting the branches, it'll clear it all away. But what I like best about this is this can actually lob off a branch that's up to 1 inch thick, because look at these teeth. If you look back here on the handle, I can rotate this handle 90 or 45 degrees as opposed to having to struggle and turn my arm or my wrist. So not only is it going to be a quicker process, but it's going to be a lot easier too.
In just one day, we've made a ton of progress on Greg and Morgan's curb appeal makeover. So far, we've just removed a lot of dated stuff. Now it's time to add some character.
We're right on the borderline of it being too cold to paint or stain, so we set up a tent to stain the shutters underneath it, but it also is going to help keep any bugs and leaves out of our fresh stain. All right, Greg, you seem like you've done a lot of projects around the house. Have you ever used gel stain before?
I've actually used this on a drum hoop.
Oh,
I'm a drummer, so
interesting.
I did maple drum hoops. I used a gel stain.
Did it work well on it?
It worked great.
Okay, well this is a little different because it's not wood. It's not going to soak into it at all. It's basically just painting it on top. So the idea is to make it look like wood with the strokes of the brush. Do you think you can show Morgan how to do it?
Absolutely.
You know, I thought it'd be kind of neat to have just a simple ornamental vent that would go right up at the top, just to give it a little something, because that's kind of plain looking, don't you think?
Yes, I agree.
Now, I'll be working out here in the cold. You're able to do a little staining over in the heated tent.
Oh,
so
nice. Sounds
have a little fun with that.
Have fun.
All right.
Okay, I'll go get Morgan, and I'm gonna work on masking the house for painting. There
Hey,
she is, perfect
guys.
timing. All right, you got this.
All right. What are we doing?
Just a little bit of gel stain. Nice even strokes the whole long way. Take a stab at it.
Oh, jeez.
That's fine.
How's it looking?
It's great. All right, let me do it. Morgan's DIY skills on a scale of 1 to Danny Lipford would be around a 2.5.
Better than I thought he'd give me. I definitely like to rush through it and just get it done. And he's a little more methodical with it. And
As
so
you
he
should
gets-
be with paint products.
Yeah.
Should be slightly methodical.
To install the vent, I cut out its shape in the siding before securing it with construction adhesive and caulk.
You know, I just get a kick out of something like that where, you know, it cost about 30 bucks and took about a half hour to install, but it certainly made a big difference in the curb appeal of this house.
Now for the big change. It's time to paint those bricks.
This Roma Bio paint is perfect for painting a brick house. It's not made with latex, it's not made with oil, so it is concentrated, so we're gonna dilute it with water, but it's mineral paint. So that's why it's perfect for painting bricks. So it's like bonding a rock to your bricks.
Wow. So does it still let the brick breathe?
Right, exactly. That's why it's a little less maintenance than regular paint. But before he can spray, one of us is going to have to wet the bricks.
Okay.
So you just want them to be damp. So one of us can do that. One of us can help Dad with the spray shield, and then we can back brush. So we'll all be busy.
I'm using an airless sprayer that essentially pumps the paint onto the bricks. In just a few minutes, we're able to cover a lot of wall space. In this case, we're back brushing to force the paint into the gaps and cracks in the surface. This process is only necessary on the first coat.
So when you use a spray can, everybody makes the same mistake. They go like that, and it's a radius. You want to be even, so just go even the same amount, about this distance, back and forth, and just have so much fun.
When Danny handed Morgan the spray gun, that's basically like handing the keys to a Ferrari to a 15-year-old. But she did a good job.
I was scared at first, but I think I got the hang of it.
Looks like everybody's busy. Think I can go get a cup of coffee. By the end of the day, the bricks are painted and the house looks completely different. Early the next morning, Chelsea rallies the troops.
Y'all, I've never seen Dad paint as much as he has yesterday in my entire life. So we're giving him the day off since all we have left to do is painting and touching up. Look out, Greg and Morgan. There's a new sheriff in town.
If he needs the day off, that's fine. We got this.
I'm pretty sure Chelsea could have her own show. So I'm just putting it out there.
Wow, I'm not sure whether to be proud or scared. While Chelsea's inside the tent spraying a cool new color on the front door, Greg and Morgan are busy painting the porch ceiling with a unique color called paint blue.
Rumor has it that this color blue will keep insects from nesting on the porch.
And Southern tradition says it keeps the ghosts away.
Is that real?
The haints, the spirits.
Is
yeah.
that real? I don't believe that the blue is for the evil spirits, but I do believe in the spirits. I've seen ghosts. They talk.
Oh my God. God, getting weird.
These two are a trip. While Chelsea positions the new plants that are going in, Greg and Morgan rehang the shutters before Chelsea sprays them with a protective clear coat. The wood columns also get a coat of protective stain. The door is rehung, and the light fixture is replaced with a cool flea market find. Finally, the porch floor is stained to hide the last traces of the old brick planter. Greg and Morgan's house is over 5 decades old, and it showed. The overgrown plants made it seem smaller than it actually was. The porch, which should have been a focal point, was completely forgettable. And the carport, well, as Greg said, it was just ugly. With a little money and a lot of work, we've taken years off of this little house. Without the carport, the brick planter, and the overgrown shrubs, you can now see the house. And painting the bricks a lighter shade really allows it to stand out on this beautiful lot. The stained shutters and wood columns have taken away the industrial look we had before and replaced it with a warm, rustic feel. Plus, there's a bright new color on the front door that welcomes guests before they even get in the driveway.
So modern, pretty, and fresh. I mean, you can't help but notice it now, and I love it.
It literally looks like we're in a different house here now.
Yeah. I want to sit outside on my front porch now and be proud of it. That's something we helped create. Chelsea and Danny were so amazing and so nice throughout this whole thing and very patient with me.
I'm not what you would call a finisher, but this has inspired me to go ahead and finish some projects around the house. We're gonna get it all finished now.
It always amazes me every time we do a curb appeal project like this one, how you can spend a few hours and only $1,000 to completely change the look of the exterior of your house. Not only that, if they ever decide to sell the house, this is a fantastic return on that home improvement dollar. Hey, I hope we've been able to share with you a few things you can use to improve your curb appeal of your home. Hey, I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you next week here on Today's Homeowner.
True, that's true too. She won't drive my truck. Danny Lipford shows up, hop right in.
Then you can wedge those up. I said wedges, not wedgie. Quit.
Be sure to join us next week when we help a new homeowner transform her ugly patio into a space for some awesome outdoor living.
She's so embarrassed of me. We gotta redo that. Cut.